going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. So within my Discord, invite link is in the description box below. Somebody recommended that I run this team here. Gia Crispy recommended that I run this team, so I figured I'd go ahead and give it a try. It looks like a rather interesting team, and the thing that I like the most about it is it's not just Saiyans on this team. We have Android 17 there, and with all these LOE teams, people are constantly running chilled and and whatnot. So it's nice to have a little Android there, and the odd chance that got an uphill fight to deal with. So the premise of the team is that these guys are just stupid tanky, and they can handle themselves when it comes to being buffed up and stuff like that. So I figured it'd be interesting, an incredibly defensive team. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that team a go. But enough about that. Let's jump to some PvP. Alrighty, here's the first match of video, going up against Triple H. About to get wrecked. If this was a wrestling ring, but you're about to get wrecked, boy. This is probably one of the longest matches I've ever had, because he and I are both countering each other pretty well, but not only that, it's just this match is rather laggy. So he's running yellow, yellow, blue. I'm running purple, purple, red. So it's I don't know, it's a ridiculously laggy match, and I don't know, it just drags on for so long. But I don't know, I guess it was interesting, really. I really like running this Android 17. I really like his blue card as well, his green card. He got buffed up really well, although I do find his passive when he swaps in with reducing ki to be annoying, because it's a troublesome thing to deal with. Oh, and thank you for the subscription. But yeah, this match just drags on for so long, because the combination of both it being slightly laggy and because my unit, the one unit that I have that has type advantage over the majority of his units, is a defensive type, so he's not that strong. So it's just, we're just both like slowly picking away at each other. It just takes forever, this match here. So it's rather interesting. Now this is rather dumb of me, like going into the match here. I didn't think Cell would be back so soon, but that's where I make that mistake. I feel like this match would have ended a lot quicker if I were just more careful with what I did with my Rising Rush there. If I was more careful, it probably would have been okay. But I realized that this is just going to be a battle of attrition here. So all I can do is do as much damage as I possibly can while my units are here. So Super Vegeto's in, just all I can do is do the most damage possible. That's it. Just keep doing damage, because I feel like this match is just going to go the distance. The full 180 timer counts, this match is going to go that far. Anytime I have a blue card, I just like to save it for the Android 17 because of his, his way AoE with the attack. It's really nice, really convenient. Anytime you vanish, you still have an opportunity to do some damage against your opponent. Now, I wanted to lock the Blue Lord Slug in here because I wanted to deal with him first. Like, the one unit that I have here that's able to do significant amounts of damage is really my free-to-play Vegito against his yellow unit, so it wouldn't be a good idea to lose him so early. Now this wasn't good for me. I thought he was going to go in with a strike attack, but here he comes with a Rising Rush. He hasn't used a blue card in quite some time, so I figured maybe it's a blue card, who knows. I'm just taking a guess here, and it is a blue card, which works out in my favor here considering he's still locked in for a short amount of time, so I should be able to just take him out or do some really good damage. Honestly, it would have been smartest if I just went in with the blue card. I probably would have finished him off, but I wanted to save the blue card for Android 17 in the off chance that I need him while I do like a sidestep or whatever. So he's doing some decent damage against free-to-play Vegito. I swapped into 17 here because his passive that reduces ki is so useful. Like it dropped his combo immediately, but it also delays him farming up Rising Rushes and whatnot. It's going to delay him farming up another one. Very useful. But yeah, right there, blue card, super convenient. Just drop one of his units, all because of its AoE effect there. Backs up, gets me. That was such a good play by him. Got me with the tap attack there. Bring in free-to-play Vegito. Just look at how long this match is going. I just got to make sure that this guy is protected. Make sure that I don't lose him, because he's the one guy that's going to be taking all the abuse that this guy has to offer. And then I'm just going to go back and deal as much damage as I can. The one thing I was hoping for here is that he didn't get the feint, because if he got the feint, I'd be pretty screwed. Who knows if you get another Rising Rush right away? Who knows at all? Super happy that that just delayed his, stopped his green card right there, because I honestly don't like Cell's green card because it's so strong. I hate dealing with it, so super nice to just have this little single key blast shut it out. Doing some really good damage. Couldn't really get charge step though, you know, just because it's a little bit laggy here. Do a little tap attack, shut him out right there. Keep the green card for 17 in case. Thank you for the subscription also. Trying to bait out his vanish there. Was hoping I could catch him with the green card there, but in the end nothing happens. Hoping that he would go in and do an attack, but he doesn't. And I end up losing 17 for no reason at all, really. That was a huge mistake on me. I shouldn't have let that happen. I was hoping I was going to get that key blast in right there, but he screws up because he decides to go ahead and swap out into the cell. I was hoping I'd get one more Dragon Ball. All I needed was one more Dragon Ball, and there is that one more Dragon Ball. All I need to do is patiently wait for this free-to-play Vegeta to go get him. I was hoping I would get him right here, but in the end what happens is I tap attack, and it's because I simultaneously pressed the Rising Rush button and I was slightly off screen, so I did a tap attack but also clicked the Rising Rush, and I kind of just winged it. I had to go with it. It was a mistake on my part. I didn't intend on it, but it worked out in my favor, because if I didn't go in for the tap attack and I went in for the Rising Rush, he would have just dodged it and it probably would have been in a worse situation than I am right now. So he goes ahead, uses a side step. I'm really worried that he has a Rising Rush at this point, but I have Vegito there ready until now because I screw up. I thought he was going to go in with a strike card. Now it's really not looking good, because who knows what he has. Like, what if he has a Rising Rush? I don't know. My hope was just that I would survive the timer counts, because I was certain that I did the most damage. I just went on and off on this guy. Not to mention Cell was constantly healing on the back end, so who really knows. For sure I was doing more damage than he was, but one Rising Rush is all it would have taken to change this. I was hoping I'd be able to get my Vanish back in time, but he goes in with a green card. He's just going in and doing as much damage as he can. I'm seriously thinking a Rising Rush is going to happen, but in the end nothing happens there, and then in the end I did more damage, so it worked out for me. Thank you for the subscription, and we get a nice little win there. Longest match I ever played, super long. Here's the next match of video, going up against the LOE team. The full power Frieza is such a big threat to this team, because the counter to him right now, it being the free-to-play Vegito, he's not that strong, so it's just this fight. It usually just boils down to me facing off against the full power Frieza, and it's just this defensive fight. My defensive unit versus his defensive unit is just such a long fight. Reduces key with 17's passive, immediately shut down his onslaught right there. So convenient. Catches me in the side step there, and I'm thinking to myself, hey look, a non-laggy match for a change, that's always nice. Goes in, does some decent damage. Even if he uses his blue card, didn't do anything at all. Catch him in the side step there. And this is looking good for me, because I'm about to get my main ability. By the time this combo ends, I'd for sure get my main ability. Get to do some really good damage. Now he's really banking on Chilled to save him here, but in reality, there's only one unit here that is Super Saiyan, so that works out in my favor. Honestly, all I have to do is swap out to somebody else, either 17 or the free-to-play Vegeta to deal with him, and I'd be fine. Catch him in the side step there. I would have Rising Rush normally, but I can't. So I'm thinking I gotta use the free-to-play Vegeta to lock somebody in. Now I know he's gonna bring out that blue cooler. It's gonna happen. And there he is. So I'm gonna lock him in here. Get to see what he's gonna do. Try to bait out his side step or whatever. This was such a big mistake. I don't know why I did that. I thought I could get him. I was just stupid. I shouldn't have done it. In a bad situation, because he comes back with a Rising Rush. I go in with a blue card thinking maybe that's what it is. I don't even know why I Rising Rushed him. I honestly don't know. I was thinking that maybe it would have caught him off guard, but I mean the guy could easily just vanish. I don't know. I was hoping that maybe I was predicting his future sidestep or something. Hopefully catch him from there, but nope. It ended up costing me a 17, but he can't switch out of this guy just yet, so that works out in my favor. Switches into Chilled. If I was him, I would have swapped out to the full power Frieza if I could, just so I could maintain a third unit, but Chilled gets wiped out, and because Super Vegito still has main ability, all is not lost. I just gotta be careful here. Pop a green card just to see what he's up to. Pop my main ability to get rid of all his buffs, because that's the one thing I didn't want to worry about. Him and his defensive and damage dealing buffs as well as his crits and stuff like that. If I get rid of those, then it's not too much to deal with. And then going with a Ki Blast, and he's already gone, so just like that, super quick for turning the tables. I was hoping I can go in quick enough to get this ultimate off, but it's going to be one of those matches where it's down to me using the free-to-play Vegito, just going toe-to-toe. Two defensive units going toe-to-toe. It's just the most dragged-on match. So he uses Vanish. Now all I'm just going to do is go in and do as much damage as I can. Just going to drag it out for as long as possible, really. It's going to be a slow fight. I was thinking maybe he would have a Rising Rush, but I don't know. I'm just going to do a tap attack here, shut him out, swap into the Vegito. He comes in with a green card, so I'm just going to go in, do as much damage as I can with Super Vegito until I can bring back the free-to-play Vegito. Thankfully at this point though, I've done enough damage for this to be in my favor, so it's not like I highly doubt he'd be able to come back, even if he had another Rising Rush, but I don't know. Does some decent damage here. Free-to-play Vegito is just so tanky. And paralysis, but I get a nice little perfect vanish there, and then just gonna wither down his second life, and then he ends up forfeiting because I think he realized that, yeah, there's no point in dragging this out any longer than he needs to. And here's the third and final match of the video, going up against Tree-san. Going up against another LOE team. So many LOE teams. That Full Power Frieza really has been, he really is the perfect unit for this team. He really is the last check mark that they needed to be the complete team. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of them for a long time. Until they come up with a unit that directly counters them, it's going to be quite some time until we see them get knocked off their pedestal right now. Now because he started out the blue cooler, it kind of works out in my favor just because I don't have to worry about free-to-play Vegito getting hit, and I swear I vanished right there, but it didn't want to vanish for some reason. Oh, not a big deal. Do a little sidestep there. Going for the Ki Blast. Going for the blue card just to do some damage. Timed it just right so that he was not going to get his defensive buffs off and the reduction of my ki. That's what I was waiting for. It's super hard to do, but it's one of those things that you're going to have to get used to doing with all these new units coming in, reducing ki, all these defensive units. Figuring out that little sliver of time in order to catch them, give them enough time to swap in, but not enough time to retaliate if you come in for an attack. So I see he's going for a shoulder tackle, so I go in for the Rising Rush. Use a blast card just because, I mean, it's 50-50, I don't really know. It's going to go either or. It's not like the game provided me much variety, but thankfully he goes with the green card. I'm thinking it'd be enough to finish him off, but not quite. It's just not there. We both simultaneously go for shoulder tackle, and the blue card comes in at the most perfect moment to take out Blue Cooler. The AoE, the blue cards are so nice. So useful. I honestly thought I'd be able to get that green card off, but the game does this weird thing where the game wants to keep order and it wants certain events to happen, and that's an example of it. Have you ever noticed that there are times where you'll interact in a match where you won't be able to do anything despite you know, having the time to like quickly press something? It's because the game's locking an event from happening because it wants to keep order. I don't know what it is, but like for example right there, I popped the green card even though he used the blue card. I should have been fine, but I don't know. I should have been able to pop it out, but the game probably wanted to keep order and just have the blue card hit me, I guess. I'm not sure. It's very strange. It happens every now and then. Goes in with a Rising Rush, but because I guessed it right, that sort of just turned the tables. That should show you how strong Rising Rush is, because the difference between me winning and losing this match all came down to guessing that Rising Rush. Because if I didn't guess that Rising Rush, I would have lost Super Vegito, and that would have been a huge amount of power lost on my team. It's going to bring in Chilled here. Just going to go in with the ultimate ability. A little bit of lag here. It's a little strange, but it happens anytime the game starts lagging, and a super fitting punch to end off the match. But anyways, that's the third and final match of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, peace.